Hello everyone. The following is a summary of floods, a natural disaster which is profound information about human strength in facing disasters, and at the same time, a call for solidarity to combat the negative effects of climate change. Now, let's go. On March 2nd, 2023, when villages and towns in many parts of Malaysia were submerged in floodwaters, more than 26,000 people were evacuated as of Thursday. The southern state of Johor, which neighbors Singapore, was the worst affected, with about 25,000 people moved to relief centers in schools and community halls. 5 other states were also hit by floods after incessant rain on Wednesday pummeled the region. The country is experiencing its 6th consecutive period of heavy rain since the annual monsoon season began in November, the meteorological department said, warning that the rain could last until April. Incident in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Thousands of people missing due to floods and landslides in Sao Paulo, state of Brazil, Hali. Videos show flooded neighborhoods on highways and debris left behind from swept-away homes as well as festivals. The festival was canceled. In some cities, about 50 houses collapsed and were swept away. In Greece, there was a terrible flash flood. The fast-flowing water brought with it a lot of soil and rocks. Many people's cars were covered in debris, and water flooded the vehicles. Cities and villages may be flooded, roads will be cut off, and the risk of landslides will increase. For people, this is not only a daily nuisance, but also a threat to life and property. Rivers are rising in Malaysia. This is the dramatic moment villagers rescued a man caught in raging floodwaters here, clinging to rocks as people threw rubber rings at me and even lost my balance for a heart-stopping moment. It only takes 4 minutes, but can you imagine that time passes so slowly that you can count the seconds and feel it there? Jim Godley. Powerful flash floods devastated downtown. Torrential rain sent water into Ellicott City yesterday for the second time in less than 2 years. The water rose to the second floors of buildings and swept away cars. First responders rescued dozens of people. With one person missing this morning, Jeff Bagasse is in Ellicott City, just west of Baltimore. Jeff. Look behind. In this parking lot at the edge of Main Street, there are more than a dozen cars covered in mud, some of which are overturned. Malaysian authorities on Monday said the government was facing criticism from the public and opposition lawmakers over rescue efforts. Unusually heavy rains that began on Friday have put pressure on emergency services across the country. More than 32,000 people evacuated from Selangor have been moved to temporary shelters as of Monday. Hundreds of cars were flooded, streets had no paths, damaged facilities, and many people's housing and shops had to close. The Malaysian government regularly introduces measures to reserve and minimize damage from floods. This may include building warning systems, managing river basins, and providing support to those affected. Emergency response plans are also implemented to help communities face emergency situations. Flash floods and landslides devastated eastern Indonesia on April 4, 2021, killing at least 41 people and displacing thousands of others, with some still missing. The floods were very devastating for humanity, caused many people to lose their homes. Some had to leave their homes to seek shelter in other places. Next, torrential floods in Cotabato on the island of Java, Indonesia on November 4, 2021, heavy rains caused flash floods accompanied by landslides that hit the city at the foot of Arjuna Mountain. The force of the floods caused damage to vehicles damaged and swept away. People were evacuated as homes were destroyed due to the force of the floods and landslides that hit the area. There were reports of damage to bridges in the area where trees and rocks were damaged, washed away. Local river flooding has caused 5 villages in the area to drown. The impact of the flood is still being assessed as rescue operations are ongoing. On April 9, 2023, Laha, a regency located in South Sumatra, experienced a catastrophic flood disaster caused by a period of heavy rain that lasted for several days, leading to flooding in several rivers and streams in the area. Water rose up to 4 meters in some areas and affected several villages and sub-districts within the regency. The disaster caused widespread damage to infrastructure and property with roads, bridges, and houses swept away by strong floodwaters. Many houses were submerged, causing thousands of families to lose their homes and crops. Livestock were also destroyed. Areas experiencing disruption to basic services, such as electricity and telecommunications, local authorities and emergency services worked tirelessly to restore these services, but infrastructure damage made it difficult to become a challenge for disasters, thereby also emphasizing the importance of preparing for flood disasters. Thanks for your watching. Hope you have time to feel about climate change. Please like, share, and subscribe to get more of our updates every day. Goodbye and see you again.